secrets from me.
Well, all I can say, Nick, is, oh, what does this mean? I can release my video order. Why would I want to do that? I mean, it's
I
it's
don't even
one of
know.
these.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. Like, I think
Oh,
it's a
oh
Zoom
my.
feature.
There is so much
So
struggle right now.
I
So
know that
much.
there really is, Nick. I mean, I feel like we are definitely on Spotify now, though, because
Wait, how many episodes? I only looked.
well, episode 2 just made it up there
Well,
yesterday.
what about the rest of them? How many do
Well,
we have? About eight now?
yes, but the thing is
Everybody's already
that,
seen one and two, or
well,
listened.
but at least now people can listen in their car now or wherever they want, where it's safer to listen than to maybe watch a video, right?
Okay, all right, yeah. Well,
So
they can only listen to two episodes though. So if their drive is longer than 2 hours,
yeah,
then
but Nick, they will love us so much they will want to put us on repeat.
oh, okay,
Yep,
all right. I like
that's
that logic.
my
Okay.
view on that. And as
Wow.
soon as episode 2 was up on Spotify, we already had a couple of listeners in the first 24 hours. So I think that some people are listening to us, Nick.
Okay. It's more than
So
nothing.
well, I mean, yeah, it's two more than nothing, Nick, to be
Yeah.
precise. So
Any
I think
positive
that,
number is more than nothing.
well,
Dropped a little
until
math on you
you
there.
take 500 away from it, and I
Wow, that's
could use my minus 500 point stamp.
but you would
I
only
mean,
use that on me,
well, yeah, only on you and
not
some of
on
my
listen,
students,
not on
maybe.
listen. Oh, come on, John. You're just too tough of a an
Well, I'm
evaluator.
not too tough.
I think you're too stern.
Well, maybe. I mean, I think that I I care a lot about a lot of things, and I want everyone to do as well as they can, right? Isn't that the goal in life, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think to a good
So,
extent it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, you know what? Another thing is, my goal in life, Nick.
Oh, it's a question.
Yeah,
Your
yeah. I
goal
mean,
in life, like the ultimate goal,
yeah.
the number one, the top of the
The
list.
ultimate goal.
I don't think we've ever sat down and talked about
Well,
this.
you know what, Nick? It's to play the opening music.
Oh, I should
So,
have known.
yeah, you should have known, Nick.
Roll
So
credits.
here we go. Let's roll the credits.
Okay.
Welcome to Funniest Part of My Name, a podcast about math and Korean culture, with a side of humor. For information about our podcast, please visit www.johnoaks.com.
And now here are your hosts, Professor Sungchan and Nick. 하하하.
So, you know what, Nick? After last week's episode, one of our listeners, Brian, who was
Is he coming on
listening
tonight?
to us live. Well, no, he's not coming on tonight.
Oh, come on. Don't bait me like that.
He is scheduled to come on. Well, I think that he had the time zone conversion a little bit off, but the last week of the month.
Okay.
So
All right.
2 weeks from tonight, hopefully, as long as there's no problems with the time zone conversion. And you know how it can be with converting from Korea Standard Time to Eastern Time.
No, it's actually not that difficult. You can just go on your cell phone and put in time zone for Michigan and put in time zone for Korea, and it shows you exactly what time it is in both places at the same time, and you can look at it simultaneously. So, no, I don't agree that it's that difficult.
Well, I think it is because
Making yourself available might be difficult, but knowing the time, I don't agree it's
well,
that difficult.
I mean, all I can say, Nick, is that I had to convert sometimes earlier today because I'm going to go to, well, I registered for a virtual math conference or math educational webinar series at, well, it's through a university in Korea, and so I had to convert all of the times
Oh my God, John,
to Eastern time.
it's so not difficult. I mean, come on, look, I can just do this. See, look,
Well,
there we go.
mean-
Look, see, Seoul right there.
right, but the hard part was
New York,
that it
Eastern
said it
time.
was on a Saturday at 9 a.m. And
Okay.
then when I put it in my Google Calendar, it actually put it on. Well, you know what? I wasn't talking to you, lady. All right. So when I put it in my Google Calendar, the calendar said it was actually a day earlier than it actually was.
Okay. Well,
So-
I don't know what to tell you. I
So
mean,
these computers aren't as smart as you make them out to be, Nick.
oh, I didn't say. Well, I think you just need to use your own human abilities a little bit and not trust technology, or you could just go on your phone like I just did and see exactly what time it is.
Okay, so I want you to do the time zone conversion for this one, Nick.
Okay.
So what's the time zone conversion for the world's first ever space hotel?
First ever space.
Yeah, did you hear about that one, Nick?
No, this doesn't exist yet.
Well, it does.
Well, not in outer space. It doesn't.
Well, I guess it technically doesn't, but it's already,
The concept is there, obviously.
well, the headline this week, Nick, was that the world's first ever space hotel is now taking reservations.
Okay. Well, I don't know what kind of time it's going to be using. It's not on the surface of the Earth, and it's not dependent necessarily on the Earth's rotation and axis. So it's a tough question to answer.
Well, the story goes that the Voyager class space station is scheduled to open in 2027. It will accommodate up to 280 guests at once, entertaining them with several bars and restaurants, a cinema, a gym, and a spa. Construction will begin in 2026. Guests can already make bookings at the Space Hotel. A 3.5-day stay will cost $5 million,
Oh, good.
including travel to get there and back. Guests will
Oh,
have
travel.
to
Okay,
go-
so the transit's included. All right, that's a deal.
and guests will have to go. Well, it said travel to get there and back. So now I don't know if that includes like from your home or not. Like they're not going to take the
Whatever.
space shuttle around to everyone's home on the way up there, are they? I mean,
Probably not, but I think the cost to get from wherever the individuals live to Central Florida is a nominal cost in relation
Well,
to the
compared
$5
to
million
compared to $5
price
million.
tag. I don't think anyone's going to struggle to pay for airfare or a road trip from anywhere in the U.S. to the Central East Florida coast if they're already
Well,
dropping $5 million.
That's true,
on the
but
trip.
but it does say that guests will have to go through training before their stay. So now it doesn't actually say if that training is included in the 3.5-day stay. So I mean that could be another setback in the cost in the
Yeah.
time of the training. So what do you think of this, Nick? Is this something that you would do?
No.
Well, why not? Like what are your reservations about that? Get that reservations?
It's not necessarily a reservation. It's just no interest.
Well, you didn't get my joke, did you? They're
Oh,
taking
yeah.
reservations.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, they're not going to take one from me.
But you have reservations. You said that you
Well,
wouldn't go.
not, I mean, I think you're misconstruing the meaning of the word reservation in that I have a hesitance I mean, I guess I do have a hesitance, which is just my disinterest in it. It's not a hesitance because I'm apprehensive about something or I'm mistrusting of something, it I, even if it works perfectly well, I don't care.
Well,
It's not an interest of mine to go stay at a hotel in outer space.
so you know what, Nick,
Not for $5 million at least. If someone
well,
wants to
so
comp the trip, I'll consider
I
it.
was going to say, and so you wouldn't go for $5 million, but you would go for $7 million.
Yeah,
Or
exactly. 5 million is not enough. I'm convinced it's a cheap trip if it's only 5 million. So if
yeah,
you
it's
jack it
too
up to
cheap for you.
7, now I feel it's a premium experience.
Yeah, that's a luxury trip then.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, yes. Yeah. For
Yeah.
7, sign me up. Sign me up twice.
And
Sign
you
me
know
up
what
twice.
my real question is, Nick, is will this bar be all inclusive and will it involve soju or not?
I
If it
hope it's
doesn't
open
involve,
bar, and I
yeah,
hope
and
it includes soju. I mean, for that
yeah,
kind of price,
if it doesn't include soju, I'm not going. And if they don't have Korean restaurants and Korean films and a Korean day spa there, I probably don't think I would be interested.
do you think all of those amenities are part of the extra $2 million luxury upgrade?
Yeah, I would say so.
So if you just pay the $5 million basic level, you don't get those.
Well, I
You get
would
cash bar, and
I will say though
you don't
that
get any Korean stuff.
it really didn't say if this was 5 million US dollars. It just said $5 million. So, like that.
Oh,
So,
so maybe it's like 5 million won.
well, it's more,
That's a deal. If it's 5 million
well,
won, I'll go. That's a great price.
5 million US dollars to won is about what, a little bit over 5.6 billion won right now. So,
Well, what is 5 million won? It's like $50.
that the other way
Or
around,
no, is that
it's
500
still
bucks?
about 4,400 or so US dollars. So
So sure, for that price, okay.
yeah, a little bit of a
Hmm.
discount, right?
Yeah.
So the Korean pricing system is a lot better for you than I'm guessing, Nick.
I mean, if that's the exchange rate, sure.
Yeah, I mean it sure is. For
Okay.
you, I'll cut that deal.
Really? Wow. You giving me a break on something?
Yep, but you're
Milestone
they're
here.
already booked up through year 3000, Nick. So
Oh,
like
well,
so.
yeah, but they say that about a lot of things. Like, oh, well, the Super Bowl's sold out. But if you
And
know the
then when
right
I take
people,
into account inflation and by the year 3000 and things like that, you're talking about 900 million won or something at that point.
I like how
So
people on Earth today are signing up for things that are almost 1,000 years in the future.
now, you know what, Nick? My real concern is that it said construction on this isn't going to begin until 2026 and it's scheduled to open in 2027. Do you
So
really think that they can build a space station with several bars and restaurants, a cinema, a gym, and a spa in maybe a year or less?
yeah,
Really?
yeah,
That would be safe?
yeah.
I'm not so sure.
I'm not too worried about the seemingly expedited window of construction. I mean, you don't know what could be pre-built.
Well, that's true, but it says it can accommodate up to 280 guests at once. And
So that's not that big
like,
of a hotel.
no, it's not. But there's never been a group of 280 people in space all at once before, have there? Right, Ben? I mean, I
No,
wouldn't think that
no.
I wouldn't feel comfortable being in that first group. This feels like it's the next Titanic, like waiting to happen.
So I'll go maybe so in 2027. So maybe I'll go like a few years later. I'll go in 2030. That
Okay,
way
well,
there's been 3 years worth of guinea pigs, and there'll be a sufficient sample size to see if it's actually worth it and also successful.
yeah, and you know what? And I I sort of think that this that's not that bad of an idea, but I also think though if the construction only takes like less than or maybe a year, less than a year, that how high quality can it really be?
I think it's fine. Hotels, look how fast they build hotels, anything. I mean, if you put enough human capital into it, you can build anything fast. It's just when you're limited to resources, whether it be physical resources or human capital, that's always the limiting factor. I mean, if you had a crew of, I don't know, 500 people building the next Marriott, that thing would be up in like a month.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing is that it the article does explain how they're going to have all of the amenities in space. The hotel is actually going to spin around like a Ferris wheel so that the like gravity will be simulated
Oh,
similar
okay.
to the levels of moon.
Yeah, so it'll be like that Elysium project, that sort of hypothetical outer space environment, futuristic environment you see in literature and movies.
Yep.
Okay.
So, Nick, did you hear that there's a ketchup shortage?
Did not hear that. No.
So, the global supply chain problems are now making their way to America's favorite condiment. A shortage of ketchup packets has hit the restaurant industry after a year of filling to go orders. Kraft Heinz, which owns 70% of the US ketchup market, was caught off guard by the pandemic and couldn't keep up with the surge in orders for the individual packets, leading some restaurants and managers to hunt the aisles of Costco's for substitutes. So, what are
Oh.
your thoughts on this, Nick? Are you a big ketchup fan?
Hmm. No, I'm not a big ketchup fan. I don't keep any in the house. I really only use it when I go out to eat and I get fries, or if I go out to a cookout and people are preparing hot dogs. Aside from that, no, I don't use it. I don't buy it.
You know what, Nick? That doesn't surprise me because
No.
the most favorite condiment of people in New York is actually Nutella.
Okay. Well, I don't live in New York anymore, so I
Oh,
don't know why that was relevant.
well, it's relevant because I just gave you a one of the answers to today's trivia. So coming up
Oh.
after the break, we're going to have condiment trivia.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm excited. I'm not going to
Yeah.
win anything, but I'm
Well, I
excited for
mean,
this.
you know what, Nick, if you uh, if you get at least 5 states condiments correct.
Oh God, it's one of these. Why do you always have to do this style of questioning and
Well,
trivia?
I mean, why not?
Because it's the perfect storm so that I don't win. But whatever.
Well, all I was going to say, Nick, is that I would do sort of a chopped like meal for you where I would pick I would let you pick 5 condiments and I would make you a meal using those 5 condiments.
Only those five
Well, no,
condiments.
like the meal would involve those 5 condiments. Like in Chopped. Have you never seen Chopped?
Yeah, yeah. No, I know the premise of Chop. I've seen it a number of times, but
Yeah.
what so there would there be multiple rounds in which there would be a different group of condiments that you have
Oh
to
no,
use?
no, they just just one round, 5 condiments, and there we go.
And who gets to pick the condiments?
Well, you would get to pick the 5 condiments.
Okay, this sounds like it could get really gross really fast with five different condiments, but
Well, no, I'm not saying that it would be like 5 in the same like course. It could I might have I
oh,
just have to use 5 condiments in your meal.
oh, okay. So if I said like hot sauce, ketchup, and mustard, it doesn't necessarily mean that the hot sauce, ketchup, or mustard have to be combined with each other. You could prepare like three different portions of the meal that require each of those separately.
Yes, yes,
Okay, so you
that's
could give me like
correct.
fries and then a pretzel and then wings.
Well, no, I definitely wouldn't make that type of food for you. We're talking about luxury food here, Nick.
What do you mean? What's wrong with good wings? That's luxury food to me.
Well, you're not going to get good wings with the condiments on this list.
Mm. But I'm coming up with the list if I win.
From the list of the condiments from the 50 states.
Oh, I have to pick from a pool that's already
pick
predetermined.
5, yeah, from the list.
All right.
All right, so start thinking about all of the possible condiments that could be correct answers, Nick.
Okay.
And then after the break, we'll test your knowledge of condiments across America.
Okay.
All right, what a time to be alive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, Nick, but my favorite condiment is probably like either mustard or pepper, or
Pepper.
stuff
I don't know
like
if pepper's a
that.
condiment.
Well, that's just a hint as to the type of weird condiments on this
Oh,
list.
it's gonna be like
All right.
obscure things. Of
What a
course.
time to be alive, Nick.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you for listening to Funny is Part of My Name. We'll be back with more right after this break.
All right, Nick, so are you ready for the condiment trivia?
Not really, but why not?
Well, all right, let me get my random state generator up here so that no one can say that this is rigged, because it really is not.
Sure. Wait. Well, I know you said earlier that New York, it's Nutella. I don't know if I fully agree that Nutella or peanut butter or any of those nut butter spreads are condiments.
Well, a condiment is defined by Webster's, the Merriam-Webster dictionary, as something used to enhance the flavor of food.
That could be other food too.
Exactly. So
That's so
some of these
open-ended.
items are other foods.
I mean, I guess it's technically all food because it's being consumed, but I don't know. That definition just seems so open-ended.
Well, that's okay.
Does that mean
All
my
right.
answers can be equally open-ended and still be correct?
Depending, I'll give you, if you're close, I'll give you a second shot.
How about you just give it to me if I'm close, because that's about as specific as this question, or about the definition of condiments.
Well, all right. I guess I'll give you some leniency. So
I
the
can't wait
first
to see what
state
this
for
is.
my random state generator, again, just so that everyone knows this is not rigged, is Utah. So what do you think Utah's favorite condiment is, Nick?
Not aware of any food specialty or delicacy associated with Utah. I say mayonnaise.
Oh, so close. It is Hidden Valley Cucumber Ranch dressing.
Wait. How specific do I have to be with these? I mean, you're adding. Do I have to state brand names for all of them?
I'll give you some leniency, but
Like,
mayonnaise
if I just said ranch dressing for that, would you have given it to me?
no, cucumber. It has to be cucumber ranch dressing because there's other varieties of ranch dressing.
I don't even know what the hell that. I'm not a big fan of ranch, so but
Well, that's okay. All right, how
this is
about
ludicrous.
Wyoming?
Is it a brand name?
Well, it is, but I'll still be a little bit lenient here.
I don't know. A1 steak sauce.
Oh, I don't actually think A1 made the list of any state. So actually, I just gave you a hint there, Nick. But Wyoming is
Thanks.
Skippy Super Chunky Peanut Butter.
See, that's ridiculous because even if okay, so first of all, I don't agree that peanut butter, any of those nut butters are condiments. Second of all, if I had just said peanut butter on its own, would you have given that to me?
No, if you would have at least said chunky peanut butter, I probably would have. All right, so here's the next state, Nick, Massachusetts.
Okay, Massachusetts. What is popular in Massachusetts? So that's New England. I feel like they eat a lot of lobster there. How about melted butter?
Oh, so close. Nutella.
These are bogus because I don't feel that Nutella is a true condiment.
All right, how
It's
about
not.
Michigan? I mean, I don't even I don't even know where this answer, how they would even come up with this answer, but
Oh, so that means
I'll
it's
let you take a
absolute. So that means it's
shot.
absolutely absurd. Just trying to think of a ridiculous condiment that nobody knows. Green Tabasco, the green pepper Tabasco.
Oh, so close. Bertolli Alfredo with aged Parmesan cheese sauce.
That's not. No, that is not a con. What brand? Bertolli?
Yes,
That's
Bertolli brand.
that's rubbish. Can we end this game now? This is not even worth.
There's one more. Well,
I
all
hope,
right.
please. I hope it's only one more.
Well,
I
okay.
can't. I
How
can't deal with
about
this anymore.
Arizona?
Arizona. Chi-Chi's brand salsa.
What? That's not even close. It is Arizona's Frank's Red Hot Original Cayenne Pepper Sauce.
Really? In Arizona?
Yeah.
Oh, because that's a personal favorite of mine. I always have that in my kitchen, but I'm a little surprised that that's the number one in Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
what is your favorite condiment, Nick?
That Frank's sauce is up there.
Oh,
That's definitely up there.
Well, what do you think? What do you think the favorite condiment is in? Let's see. I thought that I actually had the number one. Oh no, I thought that I had the list of condiments here, but apparently my list. This happened to me a couple of times, but the but did you know though that the United States leads the world in retail sales of condiments?
I did not know that, but I'm not surprised.
And number two was Japan with, let's see, like over $17 million in condiments and sold. China over 14 million. And then number four, Russia about a little bit over like so well, anyway, lots of millions and millions of dollars of condiments sold.
Yeah, except ketchup because they're out of it.
Yep. All right. So now, you know what, Nick?
Yes.
This is another story for you about food in a way, and I don't know if this really has to do with the condiment shortage, but did you hear that a taco eating contest faces a wrongful death suit?
Did not know that.
Yeah, so this is really unfortunate, but in a Fresno, California taco eating contest at a minor league baseball game, there was a contestant who choked to death. So the deceased son argues that the Fresno Grizzlies, who organized the 2019 competition, should have warned the deceased of the risks, especially considering alcohol was available. While competitive eaters may be prepared for such frenzied consumption, the lawsuit argues that the 41-year-old first-time contestant entered the competition with limited information, and therefore the Grizzlies, who yet to respond, owe unspecified damages to his survivors. So what are your thoughts on this article, or maybe just about these eating contests in general, Nick?
They're entertaining. I'll say that about them. It's not, it's kind of gross, but I think because it's gross, it's entertaining. This specific situation, I think the lawsuit is reasonable, but I think the reasoning why the suit is being put forth is what I think it, I don't want to say curious, but I think that's what really needs to be properly considered. I think in my opinion, the suit should be, well, it depends. The question I have is, was there someone CPR certified present, within short or immediate vicinity, that if someone were to start choking, which is a very realistic possibility when you're trying to eat as fast as possible, available to address the situation if someone were to begin choking? And I'm going to assume the answer was no. So if I am the plaintiff side in this case, I feel the suit should be based on lack of proper available medical attention. And if there was none, then I think that's a reasonable suit. I think if they're trying to sue the team for having an eating contest, then I'm sure it was this person's choice to do it. And I'm not trying to marginalize the death of an individual, but I think what the lawsuit is charging has to be considered, not just, well, someone died in a rather unusual fashion, and now because I'm upset about it, I just gonna go start filing lawsuits against this party left, right, and center. Which, I guess that's what you do as that side. That I'm sure they're the attorneys for that family, that's what their motive is, and I get it. But realistically and practically speaking, I think it should be, in the event that there was no medical attention immediately available, it should be against the team for not providing that.
Well, so the Fresno Bee actually gives a little bit of an extended take and says that the deceased had a mouthful of chewed and unchewed tacos obstructing his respiratory system, according to the lawsuit, and that staff rushed onto the stage and began CPR and used an automated external defibrillator, and also called 911 when emergency personnel arrived. They found the deceased unconscious, and but he wasn't pronounced dead until later.
Okay,
So
so it sounds like there was proper medical attention available. And
now my whole thing is, yeah, this is very, very sad, but I think that the gist of what's going on is, I think the key point of the lawsuit is about the fact that there was alcohol available, and that that the people might not be like mentally aware of the risk involved if they are drinking at the time. So
okay,
so if anything, I think that this is a lawsuit that would do some good to bring attention to this type of issue. It's sort of the same type of thing that if you go to axe throwing, that even though they might sell alcohol there, you can't take alcohol into the axe throwing area.
Yeah.
So this should be the same sort of thing, that if you are if you've had too many drinks, or if they think that you've had too many drinks, that you shouldn't be allowed to participate in this eating contest.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think there needs to
So
be a certain amount of discretion by the team to prevent individuals who are not in a state of being fully psychologically capable. That, yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same as, well, if you've had too much to drink, you're not supposed to be driving.
well, did you know though? There's a lot of things I don't think that you should do while you're driving though, Nick. Like,
Well, yeah.
and did you hear that this is well, I think that I may have told you the other day that this is the crackdown month on distracted driving here in Michigan.
Is it?
Yeah, and so right now, the Michigan State Police have said that anyone who even is pulled over as being suspected of distracted driving is automatically getting a $100 fine.
You're gonna you so they ticket people for suspicion?
Yeah, so like saying that well, we saw that, or at least think that we saw you being distracted while driving, so here's your $100 fine without any warning. And I think that
So
I think that it's a little bit subjective, like, because one person's view of somebody being distracted might be a little bit different than somebody else's, because I know
yeah,
times when I've been in the car and there's been a bug in the car, and I'm going, I'm waving
yeah,
my arm trying to get the bug out the window. It looks like
sure,
I'm of course I'm distracted, but
yeah.
I'm not sure that this is something that is really the like a distraction that would be the the primary cause of distractions that they're trying to crack down on.
But I think the more critical piece to this is, if someone is pulled over for suspicion of distracted driving, does the officer ever use the word suspected when addressing the driver? I think that's the really critical component to ticketing someone for suspicion of distracted driving. That the officer comes over and says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And the person, "I don't know, tell me." And the officer replies with, "I suspected you of distracted driving." I mean, with using the wording suspected, now the officer has just essentially made the case a verdict against himself or herself, because you can't penalize someone for suspicion of something.
Well, you know what, Nick?
It has to, I mean, yes, you can use suspicion to lead to the next step, but if there is no next step, like that's unlawful behavior.
You know what, Nick? I suspect it's time for our next commercial break.
All right,
And I think I'm right. Here we go.
here it is.
You're listening to Funny is Part of My Name. We'll be back with more right after this break.
So, Nick, I have an update for you about
Okay.
the LG phones here. So
Oh.
this was our story from last week. So specifically in the United States, I did see these numbers, and Apple has a 44% market share, Samsung 32%, and LG actually had the third most market share in the US at 10%. So
Really?
even though the LG's leaving the smartphone market isn't going to actually make as big of an impact worldwide. In the US, I think that's pretty uh, a pretty large share at 10% compared to the Samsung's 32 and Apple's 44.
Okay.
Hey, what would you say would be the number 4 most popular smartphone brand in the US, Nick? This is a tough one, isn't it?
Well, there's a couple that are running through my mind. I mean, they're all very small proportions. I'll say Motorola.
Oh, you're right. All right, that
Oh,
was
okay.
number 4. How about number 5, Nick?
Does HTC still make phones?
I don't actually know, but number 5 is now Google.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I do think
I
though
forgot they
that
have a branded phone or did.
I feel like HTC and Google did pair up at some time at one
Was
point.
that the joint venture? HTC was making the Google phone, but Google was branding it.
Yes, I think so
Okay.
because the actual HTC sold its non-exclusive rights to smartphone related intellectual property to Google in 2017. So so Google and HTC had collaborated for a while.
Oh,
So
all right. Okay. So it's
so I
probably
mean
some
I
residual,
yeah, and
maybe
I
some
think that
residual left
they're
over.
still around, but the company is. But I think that their phones, like the HTC, like Google phones, were ones that they. So mainly HTC works with Google to make phones these
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
So that makes sense that Google is number 5 now in the US.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's
So
believable.
now,
Hey,
did
John,
you?
before we go to the next one, I know this is not supposed to be like the food section anymore, but you did mention to me, or you did make mention somewhere that we were supposed to talk about pumpkin spice donuts during this
Oh
conversation.
well, we are, but
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
but we'll make sure to get to that.
Okay. That's cool.
We'll leave time for you to air all of your grievances against pumpkin spice
It's
donuts.
no, it's not against. It's about. It's not against.
Well, what problem do you have with them?
It's that they're not available all year long
Why do you like them so much?
because I love pumpkin anything.
Well, okay, so
And if the places that make pumpkin donuts or sell pumpkin donuts really wanted me to be a better customer, those places need to offer the pumpkin donuts 12 months of the year and not just from like Labor Day to Thanksgiving.
all right, so you know what, Nick? Just since you said that you love pumpkin anything, I was reminded of this list of the 10, actually it's 15 ridiculous products that have taken pumpkin too far.
Ooh, okay. This is a fun list, or
So,
it sounds like a fun list.
well, I mean, I'll I should actually get you some of these, and you can do the pumpkin product test for the show and report back.
How about we do it live on the show sometime?
I mean, we might as well. All right,
Yeah.
so here's the list: pumpkin spiced almonds.
Oh, those are good.
Are they really? I wouldn't
Yes,
have
they
guessed
are.
that.
Oh, yeah. I wish those were available all year too.
Pumpkin pie spice Pringles.
Uh, it's intriguing enough that I think if I saw them at the store, I would buy a can just out of curiosity.
Pumpkin spice candy corn.
Uh, no, I'm just because I'm not a fan of candy corn.
Pumpkin spice hummus.
That I would try. 100% I would try that.
I
Like,
don't like peas, so I
I
couldn't do it.
peas. Hummus is made from chickpeas. That's the same thing. Similar. No.
Pumpkin-
I would definitely try that. Like scooping it with graham crackers or something. Oh yeah. Hook
Did
me
you
up
hear
with that
that KFC had a pumpkin and feta twister?
with a twister.
Like I don't think they have them anymore, but this is, but well, actually, they might still have them in certain like parts of the country, but they're like these like chicken wraps, kind of
So it was pumpkin and what?
pumpkin and feta.
With chick? No.
A pumpkin spice latte burger,
What?
pumpkin spice Twinkies, pumpkin spice
The Twinkies I would
latte.
the Twinkies I would try. I'm not a big fan of Twinkies, but I would try a pumpkin Twinkie.
Then there's pumpkin spice latte peeps,
No, peeps are gross.
pumpkin spice toothpaste,
No.
pumpkin spice soap on a rope, pumpkin
What?
spice
What do you
beard oil.
actually? I would use that. I would use the pumpkin spice soap. I bet it smells awesome. Like to use that like in the fall, like on a
yeah, but I
chilly
think, yeah, but I think
October
putting it-
night. Oh yeah.
yeah, but putting on a rope is what took it too far.
Where does it matter?
I'm not using soap on a rope.
Then take it off the rope.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't use it off the rope either.
Why? It's just regular soap if you take it off.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna smell like pumpkin all day.
I kind of like the idea of that.
I mean, like I guess if that's what you like, pumpkin spice beard oil, pumpkin spice
Beard? Well, I don't have any
latte,
facial hair, so
latte
that's-
deodorant, pumpkin spice dog shampoo.
dog.
Pumpkin
Actually,
spice
that if I had a
detail
dog, I would
spray.
use that.
Actually, that's what you need for your car, Nick, is pumpkin spice detail spray.
I give it a go.
And pumpkin spice spray on spice.
Spray on what?
They said it took it too far, and you know,
I don't understand what it is though.
I mean, I don't think that anyone understands.
Where do I spray that?
Your obsession with pumpkin.
It tastes good.
Well, yeah, but like, what you're gonna eat the beard oil and the
No,
dog shampoo?
you're not supposed to eat any of those. You're not supposed to eat beard oil or shampoo, regardless of how it smells.
Well, I mean, I still, I guess, the soap on the rope is still the one that gets me the most.
I
I
would
would
give it a
not-
try. I would
I-
give it a try. Just saying.
You know, if they had a, let's see, I would probably take a caramel apple soap on a rope.
Oh, like soap that smells like caramel apple that happens to be strung on a rope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
I would give that a try too. I think that would be a good, again, another fall themed
Yep.
product. Use it on a
So,
cold October night. Yeah.
yeah, so that is Nick's complaints about pumpkin spice donuts, everyone.
It's just one complaint. It's not multiple. It's one.
Well, where's your favorite place to get these donuts?
Tim Hortons.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they really have good ones?
Yes.
I'm surprised. Like, are you usually the first one in line to get them every year?
No, because I don't go there that often. But if they were there if they were there the whole year, I would go there more often.
Yeah, but why don't you just get like 5 dozen and then freeze them to eat throughout the year?
No, because they're not going to be the same. They're going to be so
Well-
freezer burned. No.
Yeah, but you can actually freeze donuts. You can just
You can freeze anything, but like baked goods that are already baked, when you freeze them, like they're not the same when you pull them out. No. donuts have such a limited, delicate shelf life, anyways. I don't want to ruin the experience by trying to prolong it.
Well, you know what, Nick? What I will do is I'll challenge you to a pumpkin spice donut eating contest.
Oh, absolutely. Do you tell me when?
All right. So I
Oh, we
think
get to wait
that
like 6 months.
well, it all depends on who you ask, because I'm sure that I have some Canadian friends who could pull some strings.
If they're fresh, I'm good to go whenever.
Yeah, I mean,
If they're fresh.
well,
If they're frozen and defrosted, then keep those the hell away from me.
well, I mean, what can I say, right? So, you know what, Nick? I want to actually ask you some questions about Korea here
Okay.
that I feel like you'll get correct.
I don't feel good about this.
I mean, well, all right. So this is actually what I'm going to do is it's from the 10 must see beautiful spots in South Korea list. So this is a real list that was made up,
All right.
and I'm going to describe the place, and then I'm going to have you guess what the place is.
Oh, this is not going to go well
Well, why do you say that?
because I'm not that in tune with landmarks there or sightseeing there. So I'm going in with very low expectations. That's all I'm saying. John, your sound's off. You're muted.
Oh, you know what? That's because, you know what, Nick? It's because I have the water bottle here and it fell over on the space bar, and the space bar mutes you in Zoom.
So what you're saying is the struggle is real.
The struggle is real. It really is.
Okay.
So this island is at the top of the list for beautiful spots in South Korea. South Korea is home to many beautiful islands, and this island located in Busan is worth a visit. While it used to be an actual island, a land bridge has been formed over years, and it's not truly considered an island anymore. Here you can take in stunning views, and there's a park to enjoy as well. So, what do you think this place is in Busan, Nick?
I have not the slightest idea.
Well, it is known as Dongpek Island.
Okay.
Yep. So that's unfortunate, Nick. I thought that I thought that you might get that one correct.
I told you that I don't know really anything about landmarks there and sightseeing there, so you should not be surprised at all. You can be disappointed if you want, but you shouldn't at all be surprised by my
Well,
failure.
What? Tell everyone something that you do know about Korea.
The food is really good.
What's your favorite food? Pumpkin spice kimchi.
I've never tried it, but I it's probably not good, but I'll give it a whirl if you find some.
Would you give pumpkin spice corn cheese a try, Nick?
Just to
Yeah, just to say that you've
just
tried.
to satisfy you, yes.
Yeah,
I would give it a
why
try.
not?
I don't think it would go real well, but to appease you, yes, I would.
I mean, it is a real thing.
Okay, if you find some, we'll do it.
Well, the ones that I've seen are Mexican corn cheese pumpkin
Oh, so it's
spice
not even
dips.
Korean.
Well, I mean, I can make a Korean version of it.
Okay.
Why not?
Hey, John, is pumpkin spice a condiment?
Well, I don't think so.
What do you mean? It's something that enhances the flavor of food. That's the definition you just read to me at the beginning of this.
I don't really think it works that way, Nick.
Oh, this is pretty contradictory
I well, I mean, do you know why it's actually called pumpkin spice?
because it uses the spice combination that is most commonly used in pumpkin pie and other common pumpkin creations.
Well, yes, but did you also know that not all pumpkin spice mixes are created the same, right?
I'm aware of that.
So, what if I created one that had like ghost peppers in it? Would you still like it?
What are you doing with it?
Like, I'm just gonna market it as well, I mean, ghosts go along with pumpkins and Halloween, right, Nick?
Yeah, but it depends how you're using that spice packet.
Probably to just scare people away. I don't know.
Uh, you just gonna like sprinkle it all over your porch on Halloween night?
Well, I suppose so, but you know what, Nick? The bad news is that, well, actually, this is good news for me, but the bad news for you is that the show is almost over. So when we come back from the break, you can give everyone the rest of your complaints about pumpkin spice for the
I
rest of
don't
the week.
have any more.
That really was your only complaint?
Well, the question was, what is your gripe about pumpkin spice donuts? And I
Yeah,
answered it.
but you really you couldn't come up with any other complaint other than you just can't get them at certain times of the year.
Yeah, I don't have any other complaints. I love them. They're excellent.
This is unbelievable. All right, well, I guess I have a complaint that you don't have enough complaints.
Okay, well, I'm not Michigan's number one complainer like you are.
Well,
I'm a
that's
very
okay, Nick.
distant second at best.
Well, at least you came in second. That's something.
Oh, I'm saying at best a very distant second. I could be a very, very, very distant, like 54,000th.
Well, you know what it's time for, Nick. After the break, it's time for your final joke of the week.
No,
And
not the week.
final,
Why do you always say the week? It's a Monday. I'm gonna make plenty of other bad jokes the rest of this week.
well, I mean, it maybe some people's week start on a Monday, Nick, and they go through Sunday, but maybe others they end on a Monday.
I don't even know what kind of people those are, but all right, fine.
What a time to be alive, Nick. Now
Sure.
it's
Sure.
time for the break.
All right.
Thank you for listening to Funny is Part of My Name. We'll be back with more right after this break.
Now, you know what, Nick? Before we go, I know that you really aren't the biggest baseball fan, but I have an offer for you that I'm not sure you can refuse.
Okay, let's hear it.
So on I think July 16th, there is uh, a baseball game. Have you ever heard of the Grand Rapids Whitecaps or Lake Michigan Whitecaps?
No.
They're in the Grand Rapids area. They're the one of the Detroit Tigers affiliates. So I have an opportunity to go to a game that day. So I'd be more than happy to invite you to come with me, and your hot dog is included, and I'll even include a pumpkin spice packet for you to put on the hot dog, Nick.
Is that a weekend?
Well, all I can say is I think it's a Friday evening.
Maybe.
But it
Do
is in
I have to give you an
July.
answer today?
Well, no, but it's an offer on the table to have a hot dog at a baseball game with pumpkin spiced mustard on the hot dog.
Okay, I'll think that over.
What a time to be alive, right, Nick?
Yeah.
All right. So, what is your final joke of the week, Nick?
You need to stop saying of the week. We do this on Mondays. It's such
hey, all I can say
such a
is
poor representation.
what
of
about
reality.
the people who are listening to the recordings, and they might be listening to it at the end of the week?
Well, you can't speak for every possible listener and every listener's timeline. I think you just have to speak for our own timeline, which is this is Monday night.
What's Monday night somewhere, Nick?
Yeah, but it's not always Monday night somewhere.
All right, Nick, wait, go for the joke.
All right. Well, you've muted yourself again, just to let you know.
Yeah, so that you don't hear my well, what do you call them, jeers?
It's fine. I'm used to it now. All right. I said I heard something the other night when we were hanging out that I was going to recycle for tonight. So this should come as little surprise. But I'll ask it as if you've never heard it before. John, do you know why I'm going to put a picture of you up in my bathroom?
Well, I'm pretty sure I know why, and I'm not sure I'm at liberty to say.
Why is that?
Well, because it's not my joke.
Oh, you're trying to protect my glory is what you're saying.
Well, no, I think that my jokes, I would give myself a belly laugh, and I'm not sure that I've fallen out of my chair a single time yet laughing at one of your jokes.
Guess you haven't. So do you want me to do the reveal?
Go for it, Nick.
All right. John, I am putting a picture of you up in my bathroom because in the mornings it will help scare the shit out of me.
What a time to be alive.
What a time.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, the struggle is
I'm
real.
not sure I was expecting that.
The struggle
I
is
was
real.
expecting the Dr. Pepper joke.
That one was not as good.
Well, why not? Like, I mean, why would you put a picture of me up in your bathroom?
I just told you why.
Because I'm a physician.
Yeah, that's not as good.
See, I mean, you can mix and match jokes like that.
The Dr. Pepper one was nowhere near as good.
Well, I like that one.
I don't care. It just wasn't as good.
The struggle is real.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for listening, everyone. And come back next week.
Have a good week.
Have a good
It's only
week.
Monday. It's only Monday.
You've been listening to Funniest Part of My Name. Please visit www.johnoaks.com for resources and recordings from past episodes. And don't forget to join us back here next Monday for an all-new episode.